So apparently Joe Rogan has the most popular podcast on Spotify, and he's repeatedly spread COVID misinformation and invited guests on to do the same.
The platform has pulled Neil Young's music after he demanded that Spotify choose between him and podcast host Joe Rogan. Young accuses Rogan of spreading misinformation about COVID and vaccines.
We have a First Amendment in this country. We have to stick with it. You can't just pick and choose when you want to use the First Amendment. I mean, I agree that Joe Rogan is a horror. A horror.
I mean, I'm not saying that Joe Rogan should be removed from Spotify. He's got 11 million listeners. He's got a $100 million, contract as of 2020. But I do think as the podcast platform, you have to have some sort of guidelines. How about a disclaimer on his podcast that says, this is misinformation?
So a lot of people, they would remove Fox TV also. You can try to get Fox off your Cablevision if you want.
Well, there should be disclaimers.
Or disclaimers, but you can't just cancel the show because we have the First Amendment.
I agree with that.
All right.
I think people are hungry to have open conversations, disagreements, debates, and they don't want to be told how to feel about it. They want those people to have their conversation, and they want it to be up to them, just like when they watch TV and media and news. They want to make their own decision.
Well, that's what we do on this show, right? Yeah. I mean, we talk about what we think, we talk about how we feel about certain issues.
And over the weekend, Bill Maher made a case for people who are vaccinated, boosted, and have been following the rules since all of this started. Take a look.
It's just gone on too long. Nobody cares anymore. I don't want to live in your paranoid world anymore, your masked paranoid world. You go out, it's silly now. You have to have your mask, you have to have a card, you have to have a booster, they scan your head. Like you're a cashier and I'm a bunch of bananas. I'm not bananas, you are.
That's not really funny to people who have lost their kids to this vaccine, or people who've lost family members or dear friends to this. This is what we're doing to protect our families. And you don't have to do it, but stay away from everybody. Because if you're the one who's not paying attention and you're coughing and sneezing, you don't want to, then stay out of the public, man. This is not, nobody wants this. And I think he's forgetting that people are still at risk who cannot get vaccinated. People who can't get that. Little kids under the age of 5.
Yeah.
Or people with health conditions. How dare you be so flippant, man?
Well,
There's still people...
They're over it, like a relationship. I'm over it. I don't feel like seeing him anymore.
To the post-mask part, because I think there's a prudence we've learned with the mask, the hand sanitizing, that kind of like 9/11 with flying is always going to be here now. I think some of the things we've learned in this pandemic are going to stay the same. I may never ride a subway again without a mask. I may never go indoors to big crowds and never feel comfortable without a mask, and that's up to me to do that.